UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship returned to Olbia, Sardinia for round 2 of the 2019 season, the Grand Prix of Italy. With 150 competitors from over 30 countries on show, the UIM ABP Tour was in store for another weekend of non-stop action with the elite riders in Runabout GP1, Ski Division GP1, Ski Ladies GP1, and Freestyle, joined by a large influx of riders competing in the single event UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship for Runabout GP2 and GP4 and Ski GP2 and GP3, which would be contested over 3 motos in Olbia. In this program, we bring you all the ski action from the UIM ABP Grand Prix of Italy. Located in northeastern Sardinia, the scenic coastal city of Olbia is one of the most beautiful corners of the Mediterranean.
Sunrise neath the sky.
Olbia is a popular holiday destination for Italians and Europeans, a classic beach town with sun, sea, and sand that attracts visitors to this idyllic location year-round. Olbia also has an ancient and fascinating history that dates back thousands of years and spans many different cultures and epochs, all represented in the varied architecture of the old city quarters till this day. Crowning the city center of Olbia is the impressive San Simplicio Basilica, which is surrounded by lively streets with plenty of shopping and dining options, along with a series of quaint piazzas where locals meet young and old. This is a city with no shortage of incredible views and vistas, as the city and the surrounding countryside, beaches, islets, and distant hills all make for one of the most charming settings on this Mediterranean island. It was the perfect setting for the UIM ABP Aquabike World Tour, as the island welcomed the Aquabike family, with riders, crews, and their families mingling with locals over a weekend of festivities, where sports and rivalries merged with fun and camaraderie day and night as thousands converged to take in the action in Olbia. But the waters off Olbia will not be as inviting. Known for its choppy and rough open water conditions, the Olbia circuit is a small, tight, technical, and very demanding one, where experience and physical stamina will be the key to success.
I think this last track after the finish line is a little bit like Lake Mirandela in Portugal. So the waves hit the wall and then come back again, and it hits like a backsplash, so it's a little bit hard at the 3 buoys on the left.
There are 25 riders from over a dozen countries competing in Olbia for the Grand Prix of Italy in Ski Division GP1, and the man on top of the world standings is Kevin Ryder of Victory Team. The 2015 and 2018 world champion has 11 points up on his nearest rival after his emphatic win in Portimao, Portugal, where he won all 3 motos, and he's surely the favorite in round 2.
After the first race, I got a lot of confidence for this one too, and last year was already very good. The conditions here are always really tough and really hard for the riders, and this makes up for great racing, so I'm looking forward to get out there and to put on a great show.
The big news in round 2 is the return of 2017 Ski Division GP1 world champion Quinten Bosch. The Belgian, who finished world number 3 last year, is hoping to kick his season off with maximum points to be a contender for the world title in 2019, hoping to make up for missing the season opener in Portimao. There are some serious challengers to the throne in 2019, not least of whom is round 1 runner-up Daniel Sve Andersen, the young Norwegian getting his best ever result in the UIM ABP Tour in Portimao, and he's keen and willing to take the fight to Ryder in Olbia. Also in the mix are the likes of Stan Shetline, Hungarian Gabor Szabo and his brother Barnabas Szabo, Belgian Antoine Goethals, Estonian Martin Mani. Also making a return to the UIM ABP Tour after a lengthy absence is 2-time world champion Mikael Poré. The first moto of 3 at the Grand Prix of Italy was underway, with pole position in the 15-minute plus 1 lap race going to Quinten Bosch, who stunned Kevin Ryder in the time trials. Another Belgian, Antoine Goethals, earned 3rd position at the start, and beside him in P4 was Stan Schetline, with Benjamin Scharf in 5th ahead of Marcus Lutzekert, Michael Perret starting back in 8th, and Daniel Sve Andersen shockingly outside of the top 10 with a lot of ground to cover. The race is on. Great start from Belgian Quinten Bosch as he rockets out ahead, with Goethals on the number 5 ski pulling ahead of Ryder as they lock horns in the drag race to the hole shots. Ryder and Goethals find the pace to get past Bosch as they come around the green hole shot and lead the field into the circuit. Bosch coming up from behind, great speed on him. He pulls up beside Ryder. They collide. Ryder is in the water as Bosch takes control of the race. That's a bad start for the defending world champion. With Ryder going for a swim, the 2 Belgians, Bosch and Goethals, led the race. Behind Goethals was Benjamin Scharf of France in 3rd, then Barnabas Chabot of Hungary in 4th, Axel Courtois 5th, and former world champion Michael Perret in 6th on his first UIM ABP race in over a season. Ryder keeps calm and carries on as he puts the pedal to the metal to set about the task of passing a handful of talented riders to move up from the back in the 25-man field. Great racing so far from 2 new names in 2nd and 3rd position, Antoine Goethals and Benjamin Scharf. Out in front, it's all Quinten Bosch, the Belgian making a remarkable return to the UIM ABP Tour as he dominates Moto 1 ahead of Antoine Goethals. Meanwhile, there is a big 3-way fight building between the lead riders as Kevin Ryder, Axel Courtois, and Michael Perret do battle through the alternate course. But Ryder is relentless, closing in on Michael Perret, the 2 multiple world champions battling it out for 5th position, but Ryder is too good. Ryder passes Perret to move up into 5th. Remarkable racing from the Austrian. In the final lap, Ryder zeroes in on Barnabas Chabot, the Austrian whizzing by the Hungarian effortlessly as he moves yet another position up into 4th, and next in his line of view is Benjamin Scharf. Austrian continues this epic comeback, moving up into 3rd position. But this incredible run is not over yet as Antoine Goethals is next in line. Can the Belgian hold off the 2-time and defending world champion? Ryder pours the pressure on, coming around the outside and then tucking in on the inside. Goethals tries to push harder, but he falls! The Belgian in the water, Ryder in 2nd position. What a performance from the Victory Team Ryder. 1 man left, Quinten Bosch, but is there time to catch him? Bosch was just out of reach of the Austrian as the laps ran out, and Bosch made a memorable return to UIM ABP racing with an emphatic win in Moto 1 of the Grand Prix of Italy in Olbia. Ryder completes one of the most incredible comebacks in the history of the sport to move from the back of the field into the runner-up spot. In 3rd place is Benjamin Scharf as Goethals' unfortunate fall drops him back to 6th behind Barnabas Chabot 4th and Michael Perret 5th. Axel Courtois 7th, then Anders Keller 8th, Gabor Chabot 9th, and Daniel Sve Andersen 10th, Schetline in 14th. Despite a post-race penalty for not holding his line, Bosch had a sizable enough lead to win by over 4 seconds.
We did a really good job. Unfortunately, I had a little touch-up with Kevin at the hole shot. But yeah, the race went good. I had a good hole shot, and then from then on I just maintained a small gap and just cruised to the finish line.
Moto 2 was raced later that day, and all eyes were on the Ryder versus Bosch rivalry. The Austrian keen to get his revenge over the Belgian, both riders racing strong off the rolling start. Bosch and Ryder were neck and neck in that drag race on the opening straightaway. Now Ryder nudging ahead, now Bosch. But in the end, it was Bosch who managed to get to the green hole shot just a nose ahead of Ryder, the Belgian knowing he had to go for maximum points in every race for the rest of the season if he was to be in the world title running in 2019. Great start to the race from Bosch as he leads the field into the alternate course, the Belgian opting for the green track, Ryder opting for the blue track to see if he could slalom his way past Bosch and into the lead in Moto 2. Coming out of the separator buoy, Bosch stays ahead of Ryder, the Austrian chasing the Belgian in a battle of the 2 most recent world champions. Behind Bosch and Ryder are Antoine Goethals in third, Michael Poré fourth, and Barnabas Chabot fifth, with Stan Shetline in sixth. In lap 7, Bosch and Ryder in the alternate course. Ryder has doggedly closed the gap with Bosch. That is great slaloming from the Austrian. He comes out of the alternate course and passes Bosch. Ryder's persistence pays off as he moves past the Belgian and into the lead of Moto2 in Olbia. The final lap, Ryder does it. He is out of reach as the Austrian avenges his loss to Bosch and takes his 4th Moto win of the year. Quinten Bosch is runner-up. He tried to hold on for the win, but Ryder was too strong. The GP result would be decided in Moto3. Third position went to Michael Poré as the Frenchman continued his excellent return to the UIM ABP Tour. In fourth was Barnabas Chabot, then Shetline fifth, Ulrich Bernsen sixth, Anders Keller seventh, Binar, Lutzekert, and Courtois completing the top 10.
And you know, it was tough. He was doing really difficult lines, which didn't allow for many lines. So I had to be really patient and wait for the right time. And yeah, I'm happy to make it happen and come out with a 1 in the second moto.
In the Ski Ladies GP1, the field is bigger than ever and continuing to grow in 2019 as a dozen riders compete in Olbia. Two-time world champion Eminelli Ortendal of Sweden benefited from the absence of defending world champion Krista Uzari of Latvia as Ortendal romped to a triple moto victory start to the 2019 season, raking in 75 points in her bid for a third world title.
I feel amazing about the first round of the World Championship. I won it all and I did a clean sweep, so I now have 75 points to go on in the championship with, which is great.
But she was pushed hard by some talented riders, including her fellow Swedes, Sophie Borgström and Jonna Borgström, who showed she is a force to be reckoned with after achieving a career-best runner-up result in Portimao, presaging a dynasty of Swedish dominance in the Ski Ladies GP1, which also includes the young newcomer Janina Johansson. Another rider who will surely be vying for the world title in 2019 is former multiple Grand Prix winner Estelle Poré of France, who's back and ready to take the fight to Ortendal. There is no dearth of talent in the Ski Ladies field, including last year's world number 3, Jasmine Praus of Estonia, French rider Jessica Chavannes, and British rider Molly Fern. In Moto1 of the Ski Ladies GP1, Eminelli Ortendal was fastest in the time trials, taking pole position ahead of her compatriot Jonna Borgström, who would start right beside her. Then Jasmine Praus in P3, followed by 3 French riders, Jessica Chavannes, Estelle Poré, and Virginie Morlaes. Great start from Ortendal and D. Praus on that opening drag race to the hole shots, and Jonna Borgström gets caught in their spray, trying to keep up. Ortendal leads in through the green hole shot and into the circuit. Praus up in second behind her, chased by Borgström in third in the start lap of this 15-minute plus 1 lap race as riders go through their respective start gates. As they exit past the separator sausage buoy, Ortendal would lead firmly intact, behind her Praus, then Jonna Borgström in third and Estelle Poré in fourth. Big battle for fifth between Morlaes and British rider Molly Fern. And Molly Fern's tactic pays off. She uses that inside lane well and gets past Morlaes to move up into fifth. Estelle Poré finds the opportunity as Jonna Borgström goes for the black penalty buoy, and Poré races past her on the starboard, the multiple Grand Prix winner moving up into third position. Once again, Ortendal was just too good on the day. She opened a 15-second gap to win Moto1 by a comfortable margin. The world standings leader continues her perfect start to the year with a 4th straight Moto win. Jasmine Praus comes in second, holding off Estelle Poré in third, then Jonna Borgström in fourth, Molly Fern fifth, Sophie Borgström sixth, ahead of Kylie Elmers, Lisa Kozan-Battaglia, Jessica Chavannes, and Katrine Nilbay rounding out the top 10. Moto2, Ortendal in pole position following her Moto1 win earlier in the day, and the race is on. Great start from Jasmine Praus, nudging ahead on the opening straightaway, but Ortendal quickly catches up, gets past the Estonian, and uses her inside lane advantage to get to the green hole shot in the lead. Behind Ortendal, Jonna Borgström trying to keep up with Jasmine Ypraus, but Ypraus managing to squeeze past the Swede for second position. Ortendal leads the field of 14 riders into the alternate course. She's racing hard and tight, and she comes out with a solid lead in this brilliant start lap from the Swedish two-time world champion. Behind Ortendal, there is an intense fight for second place. Jonna Borgström pushing hard on Jasmine Ypraus, the Estonian hugging the inside lane tight, trying to fend off the aggressive Swede. Behind the leading three riders, it's Estelle Porret in fourth, Kylie Elmers fifth, and then Molly Fern, a consistent top six finisher who's looking for that little extra something to start pushing for the top three. Ortendal just keeps opening the gap between her and the rest of the field. Ypraus having trouble managing the ski in the roughening waters. She misses a buoy, which means she has to take the black penalty buoy. Oh no, Ypraus spins out, and that moves Borgström into second place and Estelle Porret into third as Ypraus gets back into it, dropping to fourth. But then on the same lap, Ypraus breaks down, frustrating end to what was a promising race for the Estonian, and that's a blow to her Grand Prix podium chances. In a repeat of Moto 1, Borgström again goes for the black penalty buoy, and that moves Porret into second position in Moto 2. Jonna Borgström drops to third. It's another magnificent win from Ortendal, 17 seconds up on her nearest rival as the Swede makes it 2 out of 2 in Olbia and 5 out of 5 in 2019. Great racing from Estelle Porret, who moved up from P4 at the start to take second place in Moto 2. Jonna Borgström manages to finish third, Molly Fern fourth, Sophie Borgström fifth, then completing the top 10 is Chavan, Kozan Battaglia, Janina Johansson, and Portuguese rider Joana Graça.
I feel great because this moto was a little bit hard because halfway through the moto the steering came a bit fast. It was stuck in the left turn, so that was a struggle, but I managed to handle it anyway and I got to win in the second moto too, so I'm super happy.
Besides the GP1 action, the Ski GP2 and GP3 World Championships were also run over 3 motos in Olbia. In the Ski GP2, Emirati riders Sultan and Abdullah Al-Hammadi celebrated a remarkable World Championship weekend as Sultan's third place in the final moto sealed the Ski GP2 World Championship for him, with second place going to Abdullah and third place on the championship podium going to Italy's Andrea Guidi. In the Ski GP3, Portuguese rider Gonzalo Rodrigues won the second and third motos to win the Ski GP3 world title ahead of Hungarian rider Martin Sumegi, who finished world runner-up, and another Hungarian, an outgoing champion Barnabas Szabo, taking the final step on the championship podium.
Il podio.
The crowds gathered at night to watch the Aquabike spectacle unfold under lights as the second round of the UIM ADP Aquabike World Slalom Championship was fought out in Olbia, with round 1 winner Stan Shetline, the standout rider in Ski GP1, seeing off Markus Lutzekert in the semi-final and then disposing of Antoine Goethals in the final. In the ladies' categories, Ortendal's overall victory with third place in Portugal and second in Italy completed the Swedish dominance in the championship, with Sophie Borgström winning in round 1 and her sister Jonna Borgström making it a family affair by taking the GP title in Olbia, both beating Ortendal along the way as the night's action was capped off with another breathtaking freestyle show. The third and final moto of the Ski Ladies GP1, Ortendal leads the Grand Prix tally in pole position yet again, and Moto 3 is on as Ortendal once again has an excellent start. Estelle Porret having trouble on the starting drag race to the whole shot, struggling behind Jonna Borgström in second. Jasmine Ypraus picks up speed in the straightaway and manages to pass Estelle Porret, the Estonian, moving up into third. Eminelli Ortendal leads the field into the alternate course, opting for the green track as she goes for yet another triple moto clean sweep Grand Prix victory to follow up her round 1 romp in Portimao. Two Swedes lead the race, Ortendal and Jonna Borgström, then E. Prouse in third, followed by Kylie Elmers, who also overhauls Estelle Porret, the French rider, off to a bad start in Moto3. But Porret strikes back, taking Elmers on the inside, dropping the Kiwi rider back down to fifth as Porret moves up to fourth and sets her sights on the top three in a bid for a Grand Prix podium. A penalty for Yasmine Prouse for a start infringement. Prouse does the wait and go, and that drops her back to eighth. A big blow to her GP podium chances unless she can climb back up the field fast. That penalty for E. Prouse works to Porret's favor, the French rider up in third and on track for a Grand Prix podium. The two riders were on 40 points apiece before Moto3. Behind Estelle Porret is Molly Fern, Kylie Elmers, and Sophie Borgström. But Molly Fern has a tumble, and that drops her back down to ninth. Elmers moves up to fourth, Sophie Borgström fifth. And there it is, yet another perfect triple moto clean sweep for Emanuele Ortendal. She makes it look easy. Ortendal is the Ski Ladies GP1 Grand Prix of Italy champion. Ortendal's fellow Swede Jonna Borgström is Moto3 runner-up. Estelle Porret's third place finish in Moto3 makes her the Grand Prix runner-up after Yasmine Prouse finishes sixth. A best result this season for Kylie Elmers in fourth, Sophie Borgström fifth, Jessica Chavan comes in seventh behind E. Prouse, then Fern, Morlaish, and Kozan Battaglia complete the top 10 in Moto3. In the overall Grand Prix of Italy results after three motos, it's Ortendal, Estelle Porret, and Jonna Borgström on the podium. Sophie Borgström just behind her sister in fourth, then Molly Fern with another top 5 result ahead of Chavan sixth, Kozan Battaglia 7th, E. Prouse 8th, Morlaish and Elmers completing the top 10.
Yeah, this was awesome. I was so happy about this race and it went just as planned and the both were awesome and my riding just were on point, so this was so nice.
In the world standings at the end of 2 rounds, Ortendal continues her perfect run this season, having won all 6 motos to earn a maximum 150 points. Jonna Borgström in second on 122 points, then Estelle Porret moving up to third with 118, followed by E. Prouse down to fourth on 98, and Sophie Borgström fifth ahead of Molly Fern in sixth. Moto3, the final decisive moto where the GP of Italy title would be decided after the 2 last world champions, Ryder and Bosch, split the first 2 motos. Who will reign supreme in Olbia? There's the start of the final race in Olbia. Moto3 is underway. Look at Bosch rocketing out into the lead there, but Kevin Ryder has the inside lane pole position advantage after his Moto2 win. But Bosch is just too fast at the start. Great speed from the Belgian who enters the circuit past the green hole shot, with Kevin Ryder breathing down his neck in second. Ryder dips through on the inside there, but Bosch recovers and regains the lead in these furious first few seconds of Moto3 in the Ski Division GP1. As the field of 25 riders enters the alternate course, Bosch opts for the blue track, with Kevin Ryder going for the green. Can the Austrian get past the Belgian here in the early stages of the race? It was close, but Bosch was too good, maintaining his lead as they came out and around the separator sausage buoy. In third place behind Bosch and Ryder was Stan Shetline, with Antoine Goethals once again starting strong in the top 5. Ryder trailing and hounding Bosch lap after lap, with the Belgian holding off the rampaging Victory Team Ryder. Ryder at one point getting within 0.2 seconds of Bosch, but the Belgian kept his head and his lead in the face of the Austrian onslaught. In fourth position, it's trouble for Goethals. He slows down and has a problem, which moves Barnabas Chabot into fourth and Michael Porret on the number 77 ski into fifth. In the final lap of the race, Bosch is so close to the Grand Prix of Italy win, but he has Ryder on his tail and cannot afford any mistakes. The last chance for Ryder may well be the alternate course as the 2 go in. Bosch in the green track, Ryder in the blue. Can he do it? This is going to be very tight. The 2 are racing with all they've got. They come out of the course. Bosch is getting tangled up behind a back marker. He needs to get past him. But look at Ryder zooming up past them. Ryder does it. Kevin Ryder snatches the lead in the last lap from Quinton Bosch. A classic battle and race finish here in Moto3. What a performance from Kevin Ryder, waiting for his chance and seizing it when the opportunity presented itself to take Moto3 and the Grand Prix win. Tough luck for Bosch, but he can be proud of a runner-up Grand Prix result as he shows the field that he's in the running for the world title here. Third place in Moto3 goes to Stan Shetline, his best result of the season so far. Barnabas Chabot 4th, Michael Poré 5th, Anderson finishes 6th, then Berntsen, Keller, Andrea Guidi 9th, and Courtois 10th. The overall GP results, Ryder prevails with a second GP win of the year. Bosch runner-up, and that 4th place finish in Moto3 enough to give Barnabas Chabot his first ever UIM ADP podium in 3rd. Michael Poré marks his return with 4th place, Shetline 5th. Round 1 runner-up Daniel Sve Anderson this time finishes 10th.
It was the best weekend of my career. I think just how the racing went out and how everything unfolded was just an amazing and incredible sort of event. So I was just giving my all and pushing to the last turn.
At the end of the first 2 rounds on the European leg of the UIM ABP season, it's Kevin Ryder head and shoulders ahead of the field with 147 points. Daniel Sve Anderson still in second with those 30 points he collected in Olbia, but trailing Ryder by more than 50 points. In third is Barnabas Chabot, then Axel Courtois 4th, Anders Keller 5th, Shetline 6th, and there's Quinton Bosch. 69 points in a single round, not bad, but he'll need to keep those wins coming to challenge Ryder this season. That brings to a close a fantastic UIM ABP Grand Prix of Italy in Olbia, a weekend of festivities, racing and celebrations coming to a close. See you in round 3 when the season kicks into high gear.